Hello friends, colleagues, and associates. I am Vincenti IL, and today we are playing Hitman 2. Loading up Hitman 2 for the first time, it appears that Agent 47 is on vacation, taking a break from all the usual murdering and other such fun activities. We find ourselves visiting his swanky summer beach home. Of course, there's no better time or place for leisurely enjoyment than at a beach house in the middle of the night in mid-January. Strolling up to the house, I noticed that the home security company that Agent 47 hired last month had finally gotten off their lazy ass and installed security sensors along the perimeter of the house. This did pose a minor problem, however. Although the security company provided a smartphone app which lets you remotely disable the system, I typed in the passcode POOP, which evidently was incorrect. Instead of setting off the alarm and risk getting fined by the extortionist security company, I advised Agent 47, over his headset, to go with the far more economical option of just shooting out each of the security sensors. We can always call a security company later and complain that they installed security sensors that had bullet holes in them. We of course would follow up with a lawsuit for fraudulent business practices and then threaten to throw feces on their work vehicles. After finally manually disabling all of the security sensors, Agent 47 then realized that he accidentally left the house key at the motel. This is, of course, the motel where last night the two of us shared some alcohol, as well as the twin-size bed. It was at this point that I became verbally belligerent over the headset, and then Agent 47 began sobbing. After a little while, we both calmed down, and I told 47 not to worry. If we learned anything in Hitman school, it was how to get away with breaking and entering, and also murdering. With incredible intuition and skill, Agent 47 proceeded to take a screwdriver he found earlier and jam it into an electrical panel controlling the garage door. Amazingly, this did not electrocute Agent 47, but neither did it turn him into a Jamie Foxx Spider-Man villain. This whole evening was just full of disappointments. This did, however, unlock the garage door, so we opened it and found ourselves looking at two murdered people, both of whom were not murderees of our own murdering. It then dawned on Agent 47 that this is not actually his beach home. It was the gross-looking van that gave it away, but in hindsight, maybe the fact that Agent 47 doesn't own a beach home should have been the first clue. Anyway, Agent 47, as nosy as he is, started to just kind of go through things in the house. I told 47 to stop, that this was inappropriate. How would he feel if some random stranger broke into his murder basement and started going through his murder things? Agent 47, as usual, completely ignored my protests and then took a bottle of chloroform from the van. But maybe something I said got to him because he hesitated, then dropped the bottle on the floor. Of course, the shattered glass bottle sent a cloud of vaporous chloroform into the room, and then Agent 47 just kind of passed out. What an idiot. About an hour later, he woke up and came to his senses, before deciding to grab another bottle of chloroform, and then he started nosying about the rest of the house. I don't know if you all knew this, but Agent 47 is a bit of a kleptomaniac. Like, he'll steal a bunch of random things for no reason at all, and usually they're not even things of value. Like right here, he decided to just take some cans of expired pasta and carry them on his person while continuing on with his snooping. Weird. The house was very tastefully designed, mostly modern and clean lines, but the owners were clearly some super weird people. And yes, I know it's a little hypocritical hearing that come from a pair of murderer professionals who accidentally started snooping around a random rich person's beach house, stealing their cans of expired pasta and whatnot. But seriously, who hangs these god-awful horror paintings that take up an entire wall in their bedroom like this? It looks like whoever painted this was watching a Bob Ross video on television, but a quarter of the way through they also started watching The Grudge on their smartphone. Maybe this painting spoke to 47 in some way, because he was just like standing there staring at it for a good half hour. Maybe he was reflecting on his life choices and becoming a murder man for a profession. Maybe he was thinking about the empty void growing in his heart that seems to expand with every job that he takes. Either that, or maybe he was thinking about whether or not the expired pasta sauce would be safe to eat. I personally would not eat it, but Agent 47, he has a very, shall we say, robust palate. Anyway, Agent 47 made his way into the home office and tried to log onto the computer, typing in the password POOP. I was pretty frustrated by this, and I was all like, first of all, this is not your computer. Second, the POOP was supposed to be the passcode for the house security, not the computer. And third, POOP does not have that many letters in it. I soon regretted yelling at Agent 47 once again because he very quickly grew distressed. I know this because when 47 is fine, he tends to behave with very OCD type qualities. When he's upset, it's like he swings the complete opposite direction and starts making everything super messy and disorganized and out of order. In this case, he started with tilting this other painting at a sharp angle. Maybe it was because he was releasing some of the anger built up from the previous paintings. As it turns out, this particular painting was the triggering mechanism to open a secret door to some kind of vault. There is a large display of weapons along the opposite wall. I admit, I have some klepto tendencies myself, as you can see here where I asked Agent 47 to kindly gather the katana sword for me. You see, I'm a collector of katanas that previously belonged to stranger murder beach house owners. It's a niche hobby, really. 47 also found a random USB flash drive in this vault. I told him to leave it. It's probably only like 500 megabytes or something because it looks super old. But then he's all like, nah, man, it's got to be a whole gig at least because it's got red racing stripes on it. To settle our little disagreement, Agent 47 brought the USB drive over to the computer and plugged it in. He opened up the drive information and it turned out it was a whole freaking terabyte. It was also completely full as well. Agent 47 wouldn't tell me what was on the drive, only that it was incredibly work inappropriate and that he was taking it home. Maybe it had like a graphic video game on it or like pirated Fast and Furious movies or something. Anyway, it was very convenient that Agent 47 happened to be in this room at this point because this is when the owners decided to come home. 47 spotted a caravan of black luxury SUVs driving down the beach. It looked like it could have been a funeral procession or the president's motorcade. When they pulled up to the house and stepped out, it actually turned out that this owner happened to be a woman on our murder list today, Alma Reynard. What a coincidence. According to our client, she was the denounced daughter of the king of Asgard who recently returned to bring death and destruction to the universe, or something like that. Alma and her entourage entered the home and kind of just took over the place. You know that this must have been a truly elite team of mercenaries hired as Alma's security detail. They looked at the security cameras outside that had fresh bullet holes in them and thought to themselves, must be the wind. Anyway, Agent 47 panicked and jumped into a nearby basket in the hallway. He hid in this basket for quite some time. He was visibly shaken and super caught off guard. He told me that all he wanted to do was to relax at his vacation beach house tonight, maybe go for a swim in the sub-freezing ocean water. I told him to pull himself together. We've got a job to do, and this isn't even your house. This didn't really help as Agent 47 just started crying even more. I said, look, just relax, remember what they taught you in Hitman school, and focus on the job. Besides, don't you want to get paid so that you and Diana could buy a real vacation beach house instead of, forgetting that you actually don't own one? This seemed to work like a charm because 47 instantly stopped his sobbing, and just in time because two of the mercenaries were just about to walk by. After a brief moment, the two mercenaries walked away, and 47 told me that he had a plan. He hopped out of the basket and found his way to the roof of the house. There were two more mercenaries patrolling up there. They were having a little laugh about some Italian restaurant that they burned down over the weekend. Apparently this was part of a job that they pulled off for the mafia. Agent 47 slowly, stealthily approached the two with one can of expired spaghetti sauce in each hand. He stood up and said, "What are you guys up to? Something saucy?" And then he hurled a can at each of their heads. I was very proud of 47 at this moment. Anyone who graduates from Hitman school can do a hit job fine. It takes something special for a person to also truly appreciate the art of the punny one-liner. Now that Agent 47 cleared the roof, he located the air conditioning system and kept eyes on the target as she moved through the house. When the target and her boy toy entered the bathroom, 47 took out his second bottle of chloroform, the one that he didn't knock himself out with, and poured it into the air conditioning system. We watched as the target fell to the floor unconscious, and 47 kind of just stood there for a bit. I asked him, "What are you waiting for?" And he told me that he hadn't thought this far ahead. He said he was stuck on the roof with no way to get to the guarded bathroom to snap the target's neck. I pointed out to him, you could just shoot the target through the window with your pistol. The same pistol you use to shoot the security cameras, the pistol that they issue you after you graduate Hitman school. 47 was like, "Oh, right." And then he shot the target.
Target down. Well done, 47. Now get off the property.
It was time to make our getaway. We got down off the roof and waltzed on past the mercenary who was guarding the open door of the garage/murder room. Back out on the beach, however, there were scores of mercenaries patrolling the entire stretch of shoreline. Something must have tipped them off. Was it the bullet holes in the security cameras? The fact that 47 left the door of the garage/murder room wide open? We were able to eavesdrop, and actually it was because one of the guards who was taking inventory of the pantry found that they were missing 3 cans of expired spaghetti sauce. Agent 47 now found himself in a tight situation that could mean life or death, and the only payoff would have been the saucy one-liner. Totally worth it. 47 made his way as stealthily as a hitman could down the beach back to his boat. The whole time he was complaining about all the sand stuck in his shoes, about how the sand would be all over and everywhere for weeks, and how annoying it is to take a shower after a day at the beach. I told him that if he finds the beach such a nuisance, maybe it's a good thing that he doesn't actually own a beach house. 47 was all like, "No, shut up, stop it. I'm gonna buy one and live in it forever. Back off." It took a little refocusing, but we managed to figure out a way to distract the mercenaries long enough for Agent 47 to make a sneaky breakaway on the boat. 47 said, "You know how, like in those action movies, they always get a car to explode by shooting at it? Well, this is exactly like those movies. I can shoot that car over there, make it explode, and all the guards will run around all crazy, like chickens with their heads cut off." I told 47 I was skeptical, but to go ahead and give it a shot. After all, what's the worst that could happen? Well, I guess the worst that could happen is that 47 reveals his location, the mercenaries close in and apprehend him, then torture him for several days to draw out as much information as possible from him about our organization and about our operations. But I guess, hashtag YOLO. Am I right? Anyway, 47 went ahead and shot the car. Nothing happened, and nobody noticed anything. He fired again, and this time, someone seemed to have heard the bullet impact, because a couple of the mercenaries started looking around, but the ones guarding the getaway boat didn't budge at all. We moved to get a slightly better view of the car, and as it turns out, there conveniently was a gasoline container in the bed of the truck. I waited for 47 to shoot it, and with his eagle-eye observation skills and lightning-quick decision-making, I found him once again, just kind of standing there. I yelled at him impatiently to shoot the gasoline. 47 was slightly startled. Apparently, he had gotten some sand in his eye and was trying to blink it out. Anyway, now that he could see again, he shot the gasoline container, which caused a lovely explosion, and then all the mercenaries all over the beach started making their way toward it. It was then that we realized that we were super close to the explosion, and 47 needed to stealthily make his way out of the area and past the mercenaries that were heading this way. After only slipping on the sandy dunes a couple of times, 47 made it to the boat, and we were home free. On the ride home, he and I had a long argument about canned pasta sauce versus pasta sauce made from scratch. He's impossible sometimes. If you enjoy this video, then that's great. A minor disclosure, I am by no means a hardcore Hitman player. I've played Hitman 2016, and that's it. Thank you all for watching this video. If you are so inclined, please feel free to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos like this, and have a great day.